Hey guys, I've got a Mastercraft 10.5 horse 29-inch cut snowblower here, and it needs a new friction disc, and that's what we're going to try and change today. So as you can see, I've got this thing just laying on its drift cutters forward. I've already taken this back piece off just to confirm the friction disc does look used, and I also got the information off my serial number here to order the right part. Here's our friction disc inside. It's definitely worn, and basically when that happens is it doesn't push very firmly against this drive plate, and when you get into deep heavy snow and it needs to push, it'll just slip. So basically you're the one pushing the snowblower, and that doesn't make it very much fun. So I've ordered this new certified snowblower friction wheel ring, and the part number on that is 3928-2. That's a Canadian Tire part number. But the actual part number you can look up is 7350243. And I believe that part number has been superseded by 9350243A. Not too sure what the difference is, but this was the original one anyway that was in this machine, and that's what we're going to replace. So we'll go ahead and get started. And the first thing I'm going to do, just for more accessibility, is take off the tires. And they're real easy. They're just a clip like this. You pull it out, pull the tire off. That's all there is to that. And I'll go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. Now that we got our tires off, we're just going to go ahead and remove this shaft right here. There's a bolt on the outside right here that goes through the bearing, and there's a nut on the other side. Alright, so it's not a long bolt. I was wrong. It's just got a 13mm half-inch head. It's a nut with a washer. And on this side, well, the bearing just came out, and our shaft is ready to come out. So in order to get the shaft out, you have to take the nut off of this side, and that'll release the bearing. So if getting your bearing off the shaft is tight like mine is, you should thread your nut back on. Take a little hammer here and give it a bit of love. Alright, so if your bearing's like mine, which there's a good chance it is, where it really doesn't want to come off the shaft, I've been hitting it not super hard, hoping to break it loose, but I haven't. But anyway, we're just going to leave it in there. We'll save some time rather than trying to get that out. Now we're going to go ahead and just remove this pin right here so we can slide this assembly off, take it apart, and put it in our new disc. Alright, I'll show you guys what I've been doing to get rid of this pin out here. I have a really small punch. It's about the smallest one I have. I might have to look for something smaller. I believe it fits inside that hole. But anyway, I've just been tapping that with a hammer. It's been coming out pretty good. You can see the progression there. Now, I might eventually just try and grab this and squeeze it out if I can't get my punch all the way in there. But anyway, it's coming, and that's what I'm doing. I'm just getting this split pin out here so we can move on to the next step. Well, mission success. Got our little pin out here. Now let's pop this assembly out of here and get to the fun stuff. And just remember, this side goes on first. So the next step for us is take out these 3 bolts, flip it over, take out these 3, if they're accessible. Might only be by wrench. Anyway, I'll pop these 3 out. I did put the 10mm socket on there a bit loose, so I got a 3/8. And we'll go ahead and start that now. While I was waiting for my compressor to refill, I took out this one and this one over here. Now I just got one left. Like I said, about the only thing that gets in there is a 3/8 wrench. So I'm going to pop this last bolt out, and then we'll open it up. That's it. We've got all our bolts out, and this thing should open up just like that. There's our old friction disc. Let's compare it to the new one. There they are, if you can't tell. New one on the right. Big difference. Much fatter. Lots more material there to work with. That's great. Now let's put it back together. Set our new ring inside. Line up our bolt holes because they can be off, but they are lined up. Now I'm just going to go ahead, put the bolts back in. I'll do that off camera. I'm just doing this as quick as possible for you guys. Well, I'll go ahead and put this back together and then we'll throw it back in the machine. All right, here's our finished assembly. When you tighten it up, it actually squeezes the disc out a bit too, so it sticks out even further. But now we'll just put it back on the shaft. Just make sure that this side goes on first, same way we took it off. I'm going to throw my split pin back in. Okay, we're about equal on both sides. Now we'll start putting our shaft back in. There is a little pin right here you need to be aware of, and it goes inside that hole. So just put that inside there first, and then reach over there and push your shaft in. And that's how it should look. Pin in, the gear and teeth meshed over here. Now what's left is to put our bearing in here, our bolt, tighten everything up, and we'll just go ahead and do that now. Here's our bearing we took out. Just put it over the shaft like that. Got our nut and our washer we took off, which was 13 mil or 1/2 inch. I'm going to go ahead and tighten that up, do the other side. Everything's tightened up and put back together the way we took it apart. Our new disc in. Hardly have to pull on the cable that it touches, which is nice. Another good thing to do is when you're in here, inspect your two belts. This is what drives your auger. These belts are completely fine, so I'm not worried about them. That's typically not something that wears out. But I'm going to go ahead and put this cover back on right here. Flip it over and it's done like dinner. There we have it. The old Mastercraft lives to die another day. The snowblower was actually given to me because they couldn't get it to start. Couldn't pull it over, and there was actually a huge mouse nest inside the recoil with plastic bags. Took that out, worked the carburetor a little bit, and that was it. She was good to go. So thanks a lot for watching. The part was under 20 bucks. To get this done professionally, you'd be looking at over 100. So hopefully this gives you the confidence to do it yourself, save a few bucks, and happy snowblowing. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.